Yep. Just noticed. Yeah. Just noticed. Just noticed. Fixed it. Thanks to Prime Laz. Oh. Give me one sec. Quick text message. Thanks to the resub, Rock. Yep, it's the Toei situation, and then there's a couple other things. Thanks to the resub, Heingot. Thanks to tier 1 Stone and resub memes. What time is it over here? 1. You see Connor's stream yesterday. He was playing the Pokemon first-person shooter under the Pokemon Arceus category. Nice. I did not see that, though. I know the Pokemon shooter got taken down, right? Didn't Nintendo copyright strike that shit? DMCA it? Into the 5 gift sub stick, man. Appreciate it. Thanks to the resub Turbo Granny and the Prime Trapped in. Good morning, Imi. I do love hot peppers. Hey, Aaron. Thanks to the resub. And the resub Bill Gates. Even took it off YouTube and Twitter. I thought so. Connor was playing with fire. But Nintendo probably doesn't know what streaming is. He'll probably be alright. Thanks to Prime Bear, Foul, Spoopy, and the resub Red. The Bits, Raro, and Hunter. The tier 1 Dizzy. Resub History. Resub Sister Lover. Wow. What a name. The tier 1 Sloppy Squirty. Wow. Some pretty fucking cool names. Yeah, I haven't watched this yet. I saw it got posted yesterday, but I didn't watch it. Any chance of Master Duel today? We'll probably do Master Duel later tonight. Today we'll probably just go over like some of the world events. And by that I mean internet stuff. Thanks to Prime Valley J and tier 1 Knights. Resub Telos and Jacob. Bit G-Spot, Modi, and Toraro. Of course I saw the Reddit mod go on Fox News. You think there'd be a video of a Reddit mod surfacing in public without me knowing about it? That was truly a magnificent event. Thanks to the Prime Lazen, Meerkat, and gift sub Groovy and Bits Duarky and Levin. Tell your mom I said hi, Duarky. Thanks to resub Hobo and the Prime Skeptic. Thank you for the 5 gift subs Telos. Thank you for that, man. We can watch the Reddit mod interview if anyone hasn't seen it. It was almost exactly what everyone thought would happen. It was fucking so embarrassing. Well, I want to do this one first because this is something we've actively followed since the very start, and now looks like we finally got the conclusion. Thanks to the resub Uzi, Zombie, Cajun, Riddler, and the Prime Emily, PP Rock, and tier 1 Sci-Fi. Was it a sting? No, that was apparent. I'll wait till we get to the Reddit mod stuff. Let's go one at a time. There's some goofy things that we need to check in on today. He's a tier 1 Wicked in the Prime, Chedward, Duck in the resub, Calamordrax, Nerds Play, and Namazki in the bits, Sint, Goober, and Sister Lover. I don't know, Sister Lover. How often do you run into other people named Charlie? I've only ever met like one other Charlie in my life. And it was Slime. It's just not really a common name in Florida. He's a tier 1 Popo, tier 1 Mark, and tier 1 Shiki. And the resub Geo. I'll explain this for anyone that hasn't kept up. I figured most people would have known about this by now. We've done like 3 streams covering this shit, like when it was happening. I guess it's been about a month now, month and a half. But I'll give a brief outline in a second. Thanks to the resub art guy. Thanks to the bits Awesome and Cassandra. And the bits and. Would you participate in OTK's League tournament coming up? I don't know, man. I haven't played League in like a year or something. And like I've only played League sporadically over the last 3 years. But I used to play daily for like 6 to 8 hours from seasons 3 to 6, and then I realized how bad that was. So I dropped it, and I've never gotten back into it, which is good. Thanks to the Prime, Gimme Love, Gods, and the resub Geo, and 5 gift subs, Glass. Thanks, Glass. I just got up, Hawk. But so far, so good. Thanks to the gift sub Sci-Fi, the Prime, Jock, and resub Delinquent. And the resub Cooking and Corn. Train for League. People used to beg me not to play League. Like back when I'd get the itch, I'd like float it by chat. Chat would erupt with absolutely not. League's the worst game ever. But now that all the other big streamers are playing it, they're like, Charlie, you gotta play some League, man. We want to see League. So fucking weird. Thanks to the bits Sauce, Aiden, Deluxe, and the resub South Park, Nesquik, Loki, and Commander. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Aiden. And the resub Mossy and Kirby. The resub Ocean. Miz started the meta again. Was it Miz that started the new League meta? I watched Soda and Nick playing. Thanks to the resub Jake and the bits Soggy. And thanks Salsa. And the resub Jose. Did you see the NFT that steals your IP address? No, I wouldn't even do that. Like if you buy it. Thanks to gift sub Cat and the resub Stickman. Thanks to the resub BB. And the gift sub Cookie. And Prime Company. Nope, this wasn't the Gus Johnson shit. I don't think the Gus Johnson shit's really like... I don't even know how to explain it. The Gus Johnson shit is such a personal thing. Like, it's not really internet drama. And he did the only thing he really could, which is a full-blown apology directly to the person it affected most. Thanks for resub Luke Bin. Oh, that's wholesome. Thank you for the bits, Bunny. And Ferret. It was fucking weird to make it all public. That's one of those things, man, where it's like, it was definitely a lot for the audience. I understand, like, getting it out there as part of, like, you know, feeling better about the situation and moving past it. But the audience just demanding to know, like, every single personal detail of the people they follow is always weird to me. Like, Gus was not a good boyfriend. Very bad person during that time. But that's, again, one of those things that was so incredibly personal. I was very uncomfortable watching the videos about it. Thanks to the resub, Angel. Crow. In the Prime, Mace, Taltos, Flicker, and King. Nickelodeon has an NFT project with Funko Pop. Jesus. This is a give sub Gatsby and the resub Slump. Alright, so this is the first one I want to go over today. This is the Toei situation. I guess since a lot of people don't remember it, Totally Not Mark is a channel that covered a lot of Toei property, so like One Piece, Dragon Ball. He would talk about it, analyze it, break it down, go over it. Like no different than most other like anime, manga YouTubers. But Toei took down, what was it, 190 of his videos or something? It was a crazy amount. They took down all those videos and really just slapped the shit out of them around like, what, like early December? 150, yeah, that's what it was. So he lost like the majority of his channel because of Toei. He made a video going over the situation. Toei was going to stick to their guns and not allow it to come back up. And apparently, he posted this yesterday, apparently it's been resolved and they've won to a certain degree, which is nice. It's been a great week for YouTubers against corporations. Fucking Ruben Sim beating Roblox, now Totally Not Mark, perhaps squeaking one out over Toei, which would be some real anime shit if he did.
Hello everyone and Happy New Year. As many of you might know, over December of 2021, Toei Animation claimed and blocked over 150 of my videos. This translates to over 3 years worth of work being removed from my channel that both myself and my team worked hard to create. Following those events, I tried everything from reaching out to YouTube support specifically to making videos addressing it explicitly. With all of you guys helping to amplify my voice, thank you again by the way, as it is because of you that I have good and interesting news to give today. A lot has happened since I last addressed this scenario back in mid-December, so I will be filling you all in on everything that has happened since. And let me tell you, a lot has happened, some really weird, some really good, and a lot that I didn't even know about. As usual, I will try to keep this as brief as I can. In mid-December, I released a video stating that I would be stepping away from this entire situation. A lot of you found this abrupt, and it was. However, I assure you that it wasn't a decision made for any other reason than those stated in the video. The circumstances surrounding my videos being taken down weren't the only things that I had to contend with.
It is maxed out, man. What do you want me to do? It is maxed out here and on OBS. It's just quiet. Like, there's nothing else I can do about it. And it's still in the yellow here, so it's not, like, super quiet either. There's nothing I can do here. I'm powerless against Toei.
All the details of my professional troubles, however, I don't want to get into the personal stressors that existed during that time. Just know that they were a large contributing factor that forced me to take a step back. Now, onto some new stuff. Following my last upload addressing this situation on December 11th, the very next day on December 12th, someone high up at YouTube who had requested I keep their identity withheld reached out to me personally on Discord asking if they could hop on a call with me.
Was it Susan?
From this point on, I will be referring to this person as, quote, my YouTube contact or
She put on the boxing gloves?
I immediately hopped onto this call with the YouTube contact, and right away they accepted responsibility for this not being escalated sooner. I had in the past reached out to numerous YouTube support personnel through the proper channels, all to no success and to tons of stress. The YouTube contact expressed that this should never have been left unanswered as long as it was. And I'm not gonna lie, hearing a human voice that felt both sincerely eager to help and understanding of this impossible situation felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders. And that's when they gave me some information concerning this situation I was not aware of. My first experience with this whole Toei situation began when I first received those copyright notices via email. However, my contact informed me that there was much more to that story than what happened after I received those copyright emails. Firstly, prior to any email being sent to me, Toei Animation sent YouTube directly over 150 takedown notices.
Nice.
These are requests to YouTube not to block my content, but to delete them off of my channel, which would lead to strikes right off the bat and likely would
so they
result
did
in
go
the
for it.
termination of my account, and that's bad. But this is where I want
Initially, I said I'm shocked Toei didn't go for strikes. Because typically an anime company, when they get like this kind of big dick syndrome kind of thing, they always go for strikes. So I was shocked that they only wanted the videos taken down. But I guess YouTube already did mark us solid. They're like, damn, that's a little extreme. 150 strikes in a day? We'll just take down the videos. Man, Toei fucking sucks.
Give YouTube some credit. In response to this request, YouTube, as per their policy, did not remove the videos, but rather requested Toei to confirm that they had considered exceptions to copyright, such as fair use and fair dealing. In other words, YouTube looked at my content and felt that the videos might qualify for such an exception. Courts have decided that copyright owners must consider fair use before they send a takedown, and so they passed the ball back to Toei to provide further reasoning. And this is where this gets interesting. In response to this, Toei broke YouTube's policy, and instead of responding with a justification for their takedown notices per YouTube's request, they instead used their own tools behind YouTube's back to manually claim and block each and every one of the over 150
I'm surprised they even know how to use
my
the
catalog
tools.
of content, effectively achieving the same result minus the takedown of my channel. This is what resulted in the 150 emails I received alerting me of this in the first place.
Nipples.
So, in short, Toei explicitly broke the rules in this instance. It is important, however, at this time to point out that had Toei provided an argument that the videos were infringing under Japanese law, YouTube would have likely honored their removal, removed the videos worldwide, and potentially struck out my channel. YouTube's justification for following this notice and takedown process ultimately boils down to YouTube wanting to retain their safe harbor status. If they lost this status, they would be picking a side and thus open themselves up to countless lawsuits from all angles. But in this instance, Toei broke the rules of YouTube's copyright policy, which made every single one of those copyright claims and blocks that Toei filed against me null and void. And this might sound great, and following this conversation over the days that followed, I technically had all of my videos back under my control and technically fully monetizable, but as my contact informed me, we were far from out of the woods yet. They said that if I were to put all the videos back up as they were, I would run a massive risk of opening myself up to the exact same thing happening again, and perhaps this time Toei would provide that justification they needed last time. If they did this, then my videos would be deleted and perhaps my channel too. Fair use is a defense that makes sense in most countries, and certainly the ones I broadcast to specifically. However, the Japanese interpretation of these exceptions is less robust than most of the rest of the world. They shouldn't
be allowed to come back after breaking the rules, though, right?
Videos private so that I could buy time to understand my options. Over the next week, my contact jumped into a number of different meetings and indirect correspondence with the Japanese YouTube representatives communicating with Toei to try and mediate some sort of understanding. Initially, they wanted to see if it was possible to establish a meeting between myself and a rep from Toei. However, the idea was quickly discarded for a number of reasons. Following this, YouTube asked Toei Animation to review all of my videos they requested takedowns for, since some of them clearly didn't use any of their footage. And this is when something incredibly surprising and concerning occurred. Toei obliged and made a list of 86 videos that they said should stay down, with the implication being anything that wasn't on this list could go back up. My contact shared this list with me and asked me to review it, and what I found was honestly baffling. Contained in this list were frankly the most arbitrary assortment of videos I had ever seen. It honestly appeared as though someone chose videos at random, as if chucking darts at a dartboard.
Sounds like
For example,
Toei.
My first video in which I drew characters in a particular style was included on this bad video list, but the second episode, which had literally the exact same style, format, and volume of content, wasn't. To add to the confusion, some parts of my Dragon Ball review series were requested to be taken down, while others, which were part of that same review series, were not. And to keep in mind, these are videos that were edited in the exact same fashion as the part which wasn't allowed. The same is true for my One Piece series. Some of it was to be taken down, while others
Imagine
weren't.
Toei
And as I
canceled
continued
One
reading
Piece
this list
just because they're
provided by
mad
Toei
now.
Animation, I became more and more confused. So much so that I wrote up a 4-page document expressing my concerns and the issues I saw with it. In the interest of transparency, I will read my closing statements from that document where I reviewed the aforementioned list to give you all a taste of where my head was at the time. I was not happy. Quote, "This is where I am going to stop going through these videos. Simply put, either they're all okay or they're not. My most charitable reading of these decisions is that those at Toei Animation tasked with this assignment quite literally have no excuse at this point for producing such an incoherent and incomprehensible list of unacceptable and acceptable videos.
Does Toei get to read this?
In their very own list demonstrated that they do not understand the task or rules that they are asking others to abide by. This list is rife with contradictions and incomprehensible choices that I personally find as both a head of a household and a company deeply disturbing. If Toei doesn't know the rules of their own game, then how can they possibly justify this behavior?" End quote. And that's about as far as this situation got before the holiday break both in Japan and America. And there wasn't any more to report until the first week of January 2022. Following this, my YouTube contact held meetings with numerous other YouTube personnel trying to find some solution to this existing issue. I should make it known at this time that I have never spoken to Toei Animation, nor have they reached out to me personally at any time. Everything I am telling you concerning their actions comes via 4 degrees of separation, where their team communicates with the Japanese YouTube team, who communicates with the American YouTube team, who communicates with my YouTube contact, who then relays all of that info back to me. However, time and again, YouTube would encounter the same pushback from Toei, who, I presume, see me as no different than the people who upload the Dragon Ball films in full on YouTube.
Yeah, but those are still up.
They see me as a pirate. And in short, it appears to be that Toei doesn't believe that there is an acceptable application of their content online with regards to fair use. Which is extremely unfortunate, as I believe, similar to how video games have embraced the online sphere, I sincerely believe that a collaborative or symbiotic relationship between online creators and copyright owners is not only more than possible, but would likely work extremely well for both sides if they were more open to it.
Not with a Japanese company. Like Mark mentions, their rules are completely different. Like, not even just the companies, but on Japanese Twitter, Mark got eaten alive. Everyone was on Toei's side. They worship the companies. So when they see someone like Mark talking about it, or even showing some of the content, they lose their fucking minds over it. So I just don't see that ever happening. Like Japanese companies are so afraid of the internet, it's baffling. Absolutely baffling. Thanks to the resub Wolfie, Senpai, the gift sub Echo. And the Prime Wolf Boy, the gift sub Stickman. Mark is obviously twisting this. It's BS as Toei will soon show. What do you, like, you're on Toei's side? Let me see if I have to sign for this. Whoops. No, I don't have to sign for it. I'm good. Thanks to the bits. Alxa and the resub Kid Swift and the Prime Velvet and the resub maybe Tom. Hey Tom. Even parodies are not allowed and not fair use in Japan. I know. Thanks to the Prime Gang and the resub Mitch Boy. And the Prime One and Only. There are some stories on the internet that Japan is very vulnerable at the point that they went serious on the internet. What? I don't know what you mean by that. Thanks to the Prime, Plato, and the resub Harry. Ironic considering games like Melee and Super Mario 64 are the only thing a 20-plus year old game after what? It's ironic considering games like Melee and Super Mario 64 speedruns are only a thing 20-plus years after the game's release as a result of the internet. Bro, they don't care about that. What are you talking about? Nintendo still actively shuts down Melee tournaments that use Slippy. They do not care. Toei shuts down YouTube channels at random. Like, they don't give a fuck. Thanks to the resub Polar and the Prime Papa Bear. If you're interested in a lawyer creator, I followed, weighed in on the top. Oh, I saw that. I actually saw the lawyer talk about it. Toei's in a much weaker standing than most people think. I know. But it's hard to fight a company that big, especially on a platform like YouTube that refuses to take a side in any kind of controversy. Even the most blatant things, like that are really obvious. Like a PewDiePie's Bitch Lasagna song is claimed by a random dude, not even a company, and he still can't get it back. Like, it's hard to fight on YouTube of all places. Thanks to the Prime, Ace, and Dexion.
And the way that they're going, it's my belief that it will only hurt
both
parties. Perhaps more so than they believe is possible. And look, this is just my opinion, but I genuinely believe that had it not been for Team 4-Star and their Dragon Ball Z Abridged series, Dragon Ball wouldn't have remained nearly as popular in the Western world during the time where not much new content surrounding the property was being released. And that's not to slight the works or efforts of official sources. They do an incredible job. But it's to speak to the opportunity that's being left on the table, perhaps without proper consideration. With all that said, that left me in a difficult position. Without Toei willing to budge on the matter, if they were to file a lawsuit in Japan, then in a Japanese court, it's possible I would have little chance due to the very narrow application of their version of fair use. And this is where YouTube did something they have never done before. A move that has added a brand new step in their copyright policy or protocol. And while this is a policy YouTube uses in other legal removal areas, it's the very first time they're applying it to copyright. Okay, so a legal copyright removal has to consider fair use or other copyright exceptions, right? My videos are delivered in English and clearly are targeted to those in the Western world, and so YouTube removed the videos in Japan because, given their limited application of copyright exceptions, Toei might see this as infringing in Japan. However, YouTube felt that the videos could reasonably qualify for a fair use exemption in most of the rest of the world, so the content will remain up everywhere else until or unless Toei can make an argument that it would not qualify for copyright exemption in other territories. In short, since Japan isn't the demographic I even attempt to target and didn't have the capability of abstaining from uploading to in the past, YouTube has elected to block my videos in Japan so that if they wish to block those videos in the future, they will have to do so in a country outside of Japanese law, thus giving me what I believe to be a fair chance.
That's pretty fucking big.
That's where we are now. Wow. Following the release of this video, I will be making public all of the videos that were once blocked, and only time will tell what the future will hold for my channel and what Toei may or may not do. My hope is nothing, but given how unpredictable this entire situation has been, who knows?
They'll fight,
and as I mentioned,
no doubt,
very well can happen. But something I do want to say is that while I am perfectly willing to and have pointed out in the past shortcomings of YouTube as a platform in supporting its creators, I will also point out experiences I've had where without them I would have honestly been lost. This is such an occasion. YouTube isn't one entity, it's a massive group of people that have all different opinions and backgrounds. I can't speak to the quality of everyone working at YouTube, but I can say that the people I've been in contact with over the last month following my going dark on social media have been some of the kindest and most eager to help people I've ever spoken to that have expressed a genuine desire to help me, have worked tirelessly to help me find a solution in this almost impossible situation, and perhaps most importantly, I think their heart is in the right place. Again,
this is another thing that I've talked about. YouTube has done a few big things like this. This is huge. Like, this is actually huge. They fought on behalf of Mark instead of Toei. But YouTube is so bad at, like, communicating their actual W's. You remember on stream, like, probably about 2 or 3 months ago, we learned that YouTube slapped a copyright troll with, like, a 25 grand fine per instance of copyright abuse in order to set a legal precedent, so if someone did it again, they would immediately face that same repercussion. They are so bad at communicating those huge W's, which is a fucking shame. So they keep getting shit on, and rightfully so in most cases, like they're announcing NFTs now, definitely deserve to be shit on. But they never get any credit for good things they do, because they just cannot fucking communicate. It's frustrating. This is big, though. That's exactly like the solution that everyone wanted to see. Like, just block it in Japan then if Toei's so butthurt about it. What is that, Papa Bear? Thanks to Risa Brandino. It doesn't help that they also come across very inconsistent. True. True. But if they celebrate this as a W, wouldn't they look biased? They should look biased on the side of creators. That's the whole point. Absolutely. Be like, hey, look what we did for one of our creators versus this absolutely dog shit, you know, multi-million-dollar company. That's a bias everyone would love to see. Removing dislikes was not a win. True. Yeah. Thanks to the Prime, Taka, Dick, Nandot, and the Reese of Elon Musk. I'm just saying there should also be like good things that they publicize, so it's not just all dog shit. But they just can, for some reason, they just cannot celebrate a good moment. Like if Mark didn't make this video, if he was just like celebrating pumping his fist in private, no one would ever believe that YouTube actually fought for Mark over Toei.
Cannot speak for everyone's experience with YouTube and their respective personnel, and I have been very, very vocal about their shortcomings, particularly in this situation early on, and I still think a lot of work needs to be done to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. People shouldn't need to create a storm to get attention, but I think it's also important to champion the good that they do when they do it, and in this situation, they sincerely helped me greatly.
Nice. Well, that's a satisfying conclusion. Are the videos back up now? All 150? Let's see. Well, it does look like it. Get fucked, Toei. Yeah, let's go. You love to see that. What a big month for YouTube creators against corporations. Ruben Sim on Roblox, totally not Mark, Gangnam styling. Like, it is a big one. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Dusty, and the 5 gift subs. Tudwin? Thank you for that. Well, no. We're just going over like shit right now, Papa Bear. Not like YouTube night. Thanks for the gift sub, Nay. I also think Toei Animations doesn't even like do anything good. Tiana's watching the more recent One Piece episodes. The animation's trash. Fuck Toei. I haven't seen Dragon Ball Super, though. Super might be well animated. Thanks to the resub Hydro. It's fucking bad. It's the, she's in the Sanji arc where he's like royalty and going to his parents, the Vinsmokes or whatever. Every fight I've seen so far is terrible. Awful. Thanks to the resub Squiddy and Barbed. The style's cool, though. Thanks to the bits Telios. Thanks, Resub Butcher. I'm almost on episode 47. I'm halfway through it. We finished LA Noire. The animation is really subpar until the recent Wano arc. Yeah, maybe. Thanks to the Prime Kylid and Breeman. She's on the Sanji's royalty and is getting hunted. They want him back. Did you see the Sea Dog drama? Yes, I did actually. This is super goofy. I saw this right before going to bed. I thought it was a joke initially. And I tried to find people talking about it, but I couldn't. So basically, it's a lot to read through. I read most of it last night. He just made this tweet talking about Demon Slayer, like, wow, is Jeff Bezos funding this? Because the animation was so good. And for some fucking reason, a bunch of weirdos got really upset saying that Sea Dog was spreading misinformation about animation and it was harmful to the community. And he got fucking dogpiled for it. Like, this is clearly not serious. And you have to be really dumb to think that it is. And I couldn't find any of the tweets because I guess most of them are deleted. But they were making some shit that I just know is a fucking lie. So what happened is they quote tweeted this. Where is it? I'll start highlighting it here. Quote tweeted this saying this: Big Annie tuber with large platform makes misleading tweet about anime production, case number 833. I mean, I don't know what's misleading about this. It's a joke. It's just like, hey, Demon Slayer's really good. The budget must be huge. And this dude loses his fucking mind over it. And then apparently he went rogue. He went dark. He deleted it. And then came back saying that he was getting death threats. He got doxxed. He got swatted. His parents got kidnapped by Sea Dogs fans and all this shit, which he never once proved or anything like that. And then that led to more dogpiling on Sea Dog. Like, look what you've done. How could you have done this, Sea Dog? You sent your assassins after this guy. Like, the Twitter community is so fucking weird. Thanks for the 10 gift subs again, Stickman. God damn, you've been super generous today. Thanks for the resub Kirby and the Prime Otter. And the Tier 1 Paper Bag, Tier 1 Aaron, and Tier 1 Moss. The resub Verzi, Xylo, and the Prime Boz. Yeah, we're gonna watch the anti-work mod thing in a second, because that's another really goofy situation. This isn't even typical Twitter. This is on another level. Like, this is literally over nothing. He just made a tweet like, Demon Slayer's budget's huge. This guy's like, oh my god, this is so misleading. And then people dogpiled him. And then people dogpiled him again because this guy lied about how people were, like, threatening his life. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. They lost their mind over nothing. Absolutely nothing. I would love to find these threads because I looked for them last night but couldn't find them. I would just love to see where their head was at. Because it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. It went on for 2 days, apparently. He's a tier 1. Rahandis in the prime, Ghoulie and Penny. People live for drama on Twitter for no reason other than they're bored. I guess, but this is such a stretch. It's such a fucking stretch. I actually saw the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list. Rest in peace, Imperial Order. Thanks a Prime gifted. Yeah, we were talking about the YouTube NFTs earlier. Read the quote tweets. I tried. I didn't see any of them still left. Most of them got taken down. It's the Prime chops. And thanks for the 5k bits, Dusty. Thank you, man. I'm glad you liked the album. Thank you for the generosity, man. Thanks for the resub, Raven. Yeah, this guy does Minecraft shit is actually just disgusting. I don't know if that's something we'll go over today. That's a little heavy for like a Twitch stream. That shit's rough. That is like vile stuff. We're mainly doing like the more lighthearted, goofier ones. There's the Prime Rickster and the resub. Tima and Booch Boy and the 10 gift subs Nicholas. Thank you, man. Minecraft weeb Twitter. No, this is... It's not like light drama. This guy does Minecraft stuff's really bad. I still haven't finished reading it. I haven't gone back since the first day it came out. In a nutshell, Sky does Minecraft's ex-fiance or wife, I don't know if they were fully married, released a massive document of all kinds of things that he did to her, from like abuse, violence, animal abuse. He apparently had a very long history of cheating and celebrating it, and he recorded a lot of the abuse himself. So she would even like take some of the videos he used to record where she was like screaming and crying because Sky was like tormenting her, demanding that she pay him for things that she didn't have the money for. She also told a story about how he would grab their dog by the throat, throw it in the cage, and then put mirrors around it to torment it more. Make the dog drink Gatorade in order to avoid dehydration. He wouldn't give it water. He would also send audio messages while he was cheating on her, letting her know that he was cheating on her. So like he was getting his dick sucked and send an audio message of it to her, apparently while they were still together. Like, it's fucking disgusting stuff. It's a massive, massive Twitter thread. And it wasn't just gross text messages or anything. There was audio messages, videos that he took, all kinds of terrible shit. Like actual psycho shit. That one's not exactly a fun one to go over on stream. That one's much more like, wow. Thanks to the resub Foof in the Prime. Scroob. Thanks to the resub Jack. There was also full... Oh yeah, apparently she also put some of the police reports because, obviously... What's going on, Tetra? Tetra? What's up? Thanks to the resub Seth. What? Come here. Come here. What? What? Come here. I know. It's fucking sad stuff that he did. I know. I know. I know. He's a weirdo. Hey, Kata. Thanks to tier 1 silver. Tetra's pissed off. Yeah, she must have heard. Thanks to the Prime Lord. We just finished watching Mark's One Piece video. That was the first one we went through. Oh, I see. You're talking about not the drama. His actual One Piece video. Gotcha. My bad. Misunderstood what you were saying. Thanks to the bits, psych. So yeah, probably won't go through this guy does Minecraft stuff. Hopefully I illustrated why. But now to the goofy stuff. Where's the full thing? What's the video called? Oh, it's this. Is this it? Yeah. Thanks to the big tier 3 Shuri. Welcome aboard, man. Appreciate the generosity. Ooh.
Over 1 point.
Alright, so to outline the situation, I've never seen the anti-work subreddit. I knew it was big just because of all like the coverage this got. Apparently, from what I understand, the anti-work subreddit was like a well-meaning community that was just wanted like more rights for workers, or just like wanted work to be less of like a soul-draining, awful thing. I don't know, again, I don't know too much about it, but they seemed like a pretty wholesome community from what I was reading. And Fox wanted to do an interview with the head mod of the anti-work subreddit. And the mod they chose is a mod that didn't prep for this, and it ended up just being this really hard to sit through interview. And it's pretty silly. And it pretty much derailed the anti-work movement overnight. Kato, what? Well, yeah, because it's a subreddit, and they chose the top mod. Thanks to the bits, Vittoria. I just took them out before stream. I don't think they have to go out again. I think they're barking at the neighbor playing basketball. That would be my guess. That's exactly what they're barking at. Thanks to tier 1 Lalo Bear. In the resub, Ben, Swain, and Agent Chody Banks.
6 million
I think they're laughing at the Reddit mod.
Joining me now is the person who operates this anti-work group, Doreen Ford. All right, so Doreen, why do you like the idea of being home, not working, but still getting paid by corporate America?
Yeah, so there's some misconceptions about the movement. So we're a movement where we want to reduce the amount of work that people feel like they're forced to do. And so we want to still put in effort, we want to put in labor, but we don't want to necessarily be in a position where we feel trapped. You just quoted from Office Space, where that person feels very trapped in their job. I think we're calling for a society where there's less of that. But yeah, absolutely, people still want to do things. They just want to do things where they feel rewarded and they feel like they're in a good spot in their life, and that their job respects them and stuff like that. There's varying opinions on that.
Just one more heads up. Across this interview, the mod completely misrepresents the entire movement. Almost everything they say here is like not what the anti-work subreddit was about, and it made it a full-blown laughingstock, which is super unfortunate for the community, man. Like, it is so unlucky. I genuinely felt bad for the anti-work folk on the subreddit. Before they nuked it, before they went private, I was reading a couple of threads, and there were just people so disappointed. Like, this was their chance to finally prove, like, hey, we do have a message, and it's a relatively wholesome one from what I gathered, and it makes sense, right? I don't think there's many people out there who'd be like, yeah, the way workers are treated is great. There's nothing that needs to change. I don't think there's anyone that's like, yeah, everything's fucking perfect. But after this, man, it just derailed the whole conversation. And apparently the way they chose this mod was the other mods of the subreddit came together and decided this is who they wanted to represent them, but they never actually talked. So, from what I understand, the mod here did no prep for this interview and was just too nervous to actually deliver the message they wanted to.
So, Doreen, but you're not being forced to work. This isn't slave labor. You've applied for a job. You've agreed to the terms and conditions of the employment, and you can walk away from that job at any time and quit. So I don't understand really what this is about, except it sounds like maybe people are just being lazy. Are you encouraging people to be lazy?
So I think laziness is a virtue in a society where people constantly want you to be productive 24/7, and it's good to have rest. That doesn't mean you should be resting all the time or not putting effort into things that you care about. But I think one of the
What do you think is like a good work day? How many hours is a solid work day in your ideal society?
Sure. I mean, I think as much as people want. I mean, I personally work. I have like a 25 hour work weeks, which I think is fairly good. So I would like less work hours.
And what do you do, Doreen?
I'm a dog walker.
A dog walker. Okay.
Yes.
And how?
So
how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure, I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay. And is there something you want to do besides being a dog walker? Do you aspire to do anything more than dog walking, or is that kind of your pinnacle?
I love working with dogs. If I had to do this for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be super complaining. Dogs are wonderful animals. But I would love to teach. I would love to work with people and stuff like that.
What would you teach, Doreen?
Philosophy mostly. Just introduction to philosophy, critical thinking, reason, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I would love to take your class, Doreen. I would just be taking notes the whole time, and you know what? A professor's a very similar schedule than something that you're imagining. So I think that actually might work perfectly for you. Listen, I think this might not be the greatest idea, but who am I to judge? To each their own, they say. It's a free country.
Yeah, so that really derailed the entire anti-work community for a bit. I don't know how they're doing today, since this was yesterday. But it was fucking hard to sit through. That, to a lot of people, confirmed every stereotype they had about Reddit mods, and it really just couldn't have been worse. The community before that interview, like the actual members of the community, from what I understand, begged the team not to do it. They did not want to go on Fox News. They didn't want anyone to represent them. They didn't want anyone to go up there and like try and put words in their mouth. But they still did it, and that's what happened. And it was a fucking disaster. It couldn't have gone worse. That laziness is a virtue is like the antithesis of what that community was about. Like that's the apparently most people labeled anti-work as just a bunch of lazy people labeled them as a bunch of lazy people still wanting to be paid, but that's not what they were about. And then this mod goes on there and their point is laziness is a virtue. It's like, oh man, well we're fucked now. Thanks to Tier 1 Monstar and the resub Shiro, River and Shart. And Study, Bonk, Dominate, Luwu, and Logian. Oh yeah, I mean, it's Fox News, bro. No one fucking likes those people. It's just, this was very unfortunate for the mod they chose to represent them. Is that true, Naruto? I haven't kept up today. Thanks to the Prime Embers. Yeah, that was another thing. If you're going to be doing like an interview to represent a 1.6 million community, you should at the very least like dress up a little bit, maybe like clean up your room a little bit. Like it was just a disaster on all possible levels. These are said Deb and Pluto. Hey Pluto. Upgrade your webcam from 2004. I'm not even saying that, man. Like, I've seen in news interviews where the people they interview on fucking Skype, they're using like a Motorola Razr camera. Like, it's trash. I don't even mind that the camera quality was bad, but the camera quality was just good enough to see that their room was messy as fuck and that they didn't even bother like putting any effort into appearing professional at all. It's fucking rough. Yeah. Thanks to resub Dragon and Putt Putt and the Prime Fisto. I know, sarcastic, it's unlucky. Laziness is a virtue. You're telling me professionals don't look at the camera and fidget around in the chair? I'm not even going to critique that. They were obviously very nervous about the interview, rightfully so. You know, that would have been fine if they could have just appeared professional, like with the way they handled themselves, like by prepping, you know, dressing appropriately and cleaning up their room at the very least. Like, literally at the very least. It's a shame because from what I understand, the whole anti-work movement is a pretty wholesome and in the right with what like they want from what at least the stuff I've read. Again, I don't know much about it. I didn't know anything about it till yesterday. And I only gleaned a little bit from what they talk about. And it seems fine. Like it doesn't seem like they're asking for anything super unreasonable. It's like, hey, just want to be treated better. Don't want to keep getting fucked in the ass by whatever corporation we're working for. Like it seems okay to me. Again, I don't know much about it. Maybe there's something worse there. Thanks for the gift sub, Charles Barkley. Hey, well, thanks for the bits music and welcome. And thank you. Oh, Jesus! Thank you for the 20 gift subs, Gina Marie. Thank you, Gina. Hope you've been well. Hope you've had a good week. Favorite Yu-Gi-Oh archetype? I am not sure yet. I'm still playing Invoke Shaddoll. Thank you for that, Gina. The top post on the Reddit is a petition to shut it down. I think that would be for the best. I think they need to do what Game of Thrones did during Season 8, where they split off for, what was it? Free folk versus people that loved Game of Thrones Season 8, and we're going to suck its dick no matter what. I think they should do that for anti-work. They should have anti-work, and then apparently they have one called work reform. Thanks to resub Nelson and 60. Work reform is a much better name. Absolutely. I think that definitely helps represent at least kind of what they want much better than anti-work. Have you watched the O.J. Simpson hypothetical interview? Which one are you talking about, man? He's in like quite a few weird ones. Would you go on Fox News if asked for an interview for your cock collection? I would never go on like a news interview. I just don't see the point. It's just like a net loss all around. Even if it's something I really like my dildo collection. Like, why the fuck would I go on Fox News? The community is right in begging the mods not to go on there. There is nothing to be gained. It's just a genuine waste of everyone's time, and you have to communicate with, like, a fucking reptilian person. Like, it just seems like shit. Thanks for the gift sub, Vogue. If Channel 5 asked. Oh, I love Andrew. Of course I'd go on Channel 5. That reminds me, he did post something new I haven't watched yet, so we'll watch this next YouTube night. So next YouTube night, we'll check out Complex Con. What's worse, Reddit mods or Discord mods? I don't know, man. That's tough. That's comparing poop to shit. I couldn't tell you. Oh shit, I'm sorry to hear that, Gino. I hope you feel better soon. Reddit by far. You know what, to be fair, on Reddit, I think they're much more, like, power hungry. What is it? Something like 100 people make up the mod team for every single subreddit. Like, the same 100 people are basically the same mods on all of the subs. And they rule that shit with an iron fist. So I think they really, like, trip on power. Whereas on Discord, they're usually fine with just, like, their, I don't know, like, Rule 34 groups or whatever the fuck they do. I don't really know. On Reddit, they're, like, much more egregious. Thanks a resub cat and the gift sub D-Lon. Hey, Ludwig, thanks for the resub, man. Hope you're doing well. Saw your post about a subathon 2.0, eh? Discord mods are predators? Are they? I don't know. I remember there was that whole thing with Discord mods where they wanted, like, what was it, cubbies? Where they wanted people to draw, like, kids as little bears for them or something. It's been a while since that story. I don't fucking remember it now. But yeah, there was some weird shit there with some Discord mods. But they did have Wumpus. For a brief moment in time, there was bliss when Discord still employed Wumpus and Springle. It's a prime Nunu, Dragon, and Chaos. They are forced into an early retirement. Thanks, Resub Partisan. Thanks to the tier 1 apple. What's tonight? For today we're just going through like the wacky internet drama stuff. Tonight, maybe like Master Duel or something, I haven't decided. You see the Texas lady at Walmart who tried to buy someone else's child? Yeah, they offered like 500 grand. What's your favorite fart? Probably anything from King Cobra. That man's got like an asshole that's like an instrument. Plays like a trumpet. He even did the Goldfish theme song once. Check this out. It was this one, right? Any minute now. When does he do it? Yeah, no, he full-blown shits himself every time.
That's better. Oh, I farted. Excuse me. Whoa.
When did he do the goldfish theme? There it is.
Oh, yeah. That's better. Oh, I farted. Excuse me. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. See? I'm not the only one that hears that, right? Snack that, smiles back.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Come on. Snack that, smiles back. Goldfish.
Oh, yeah. Fire in the hole. Yeah. Whoa.
Like, he's got farting down to an art form. Thanks, resub, Ginny. Yeah, did that last night, Chill. It just gets sent to them. I can ask who they were, though, Chill. My lunch is spoiled. Sorry, man. Why did someone make this? I didn't make it. Have you ever sharded? Everyone's sharded at least once. Yep, we just did the Reddit mod interview. And we just did the Toei update. Not going to be doing the Sky Does Minecraft shit, I already explained that. Thanks for the Prime, Pootis. What's your favorite Reddit fiasco? What do you mean by that? Like Reddit controversy? It'd probably have to be the Boston Bomber thing, where they kept thinking they caught the Boston Bomber. Didn't the guy that they kept accusing end up... Well, I don't even know if he did it on like as a result, but the guy that they kept accusing was a man who took his own life. I don't know if he did it as a result of Reddit trying to like crack down on him, but I do remember that whole thing. He was already dead. Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, that whole Boston Bomber thing was fucking wacky. Reddit really wanted... They wanted so badly to be the ones to catch him. We did it, Reddit. Yeah, we did it, Reddit. Thanks to the resub, Puff. Can you give Spark Notes? Can you give Spark Notes on the Toei update? Mark 1, YouTube fought very hard for Mark. The solution they came up with was they blocked Mark's 150 videos in Japan, and they are now fine everywhere else. And if Toei has a problem with that, they're going to have to take Mark to court elsewhere, like outside of Japan. So if Toei wants to fight back again, it's going to have to be like a much deeper process. So YouTube went to bat for him. He's the resub Skull. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, music. Appreciate it, man. Thanks to Tier 1 Berserker. I'd have to look at it first, Inthos, but you could message a mod, I guess. If you wanted to put it there. What about new videos? Yeah, so the solution is anything that Toei feels infringes on their copyright is blocked in Japan. So if they really feel like it's still a big problem, it's going to have to be like outside of Japan. They're going to have to like say, hey, this is just not okay anywhere in the world. But YouTube said that everything Mark has done is arguable for fair use. Thus, we're going to put it up everywhere in the world except Japan, where fair use doesn't exist. He's a Prime HJ. What's your opinion on the Turkish economic crisis? Ah, so you've come to the right guy. It's well, as we all know, it's not, you know, it's not a good thing, right? You know, you hate to hear those words like crisis be tossed around, right? So, you know, being the resident economic expert, especially in the Turkish region, I'd have to say that it's probably like not ideal. Like it could be better, perhaps. Thanks to tier 1, Rahul. Publix fresh Alfredo is so good. my man, yeah. I mean, it is. Dude's over here just enjoying his lunch. It's the end of an era. Hyperscape is being shut down? No. What? Wait, this is huge. How are they going to shut down Hyperscape? There's going to be like 15 people that are going to have nothing left to do. No. What? That's so sad. It is the end of an era. You're right. Ubisoft is binning Hyperscape. Shame. It was a pretty fun time and genuinely new take on the Battle Royale formula. Would have been nice to see this one stick around. I mean, yeah, it was fun for a little bit, but literally everyone abandoned it. I don't even think you could start a full match. I think every match would start with like 8 or 9 people. So there was no one playing it. It's an obvious reason why they shut it down. In fact, I'm curious. Even with this announcement, how many people flocked to Hyperscape for one last hoorah? Let me check like who's streaming it on Twitch. It has 62 viewers. And then let me see, how about like how many people are actively playing right now? And it currently has, I don't know if this is to be trusted, but 100 something. Oh, wait, hold on. No, that can't be right. This is just speculation. I don't think they actually publish their player numbers, do they? Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, so if you're just going to go by Twitch metrics, there are 62 people watching Hyperscape, or streaming Hyperscape. The whole thing felt like a beta test anyway. It was just I thought it was just a fun arena shooter. I enjoyed it a little bit. I played a decent chunk. But it wasn't a game I would ever actively play. Just like a casual, I'll play 1 or 2 with the boys and call it a day on it. Thanks, Resub Bose. Thanks, the bits turd. You should stay there and don't let the server die. No choice. This is not like the old days. So when they shut down Halo 3's Xbox 360 servers recently, they just shut it off outright. They didn't let people play the entire duration like they did back in the day. So I can't hold any of these servers hostage. Except maybe Jump Force, because maybe they don't know how to actually turn off a server. Thanks for your sub, Cameron. Friday, Edge. I've been doing Friday at noon. Just so it's a little easier on Danny. He has more time to edit. Yeah, they gave up on Hyperscape. I think this was only a couple months away from a huge, pop-off, a glow-up. But they just didn't believe in the Hyperscape dream. Hyperscape was dead on arrival. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it didn't make it very far. It kind of just immediately just crashed and burned. You know what I wish they'd bring back? This bad boy. This game I hated, but I just love to see Boss Key come back. We need Cliffy B now more than ever. This and Radical Heights, man. So close to greatness. These are the prime sacks. Radical Height running thrust walk was the best animation ever. Everything about Radical Heights was just such a beautiful disaster. They didn't even bother putting textures in the game before letting it go out and then putting microtransactions in it. Just from top to bottom, just a magnificent catastrophe. There's the Prime Seabag and Legend and the resub Kanoa. What is Lawbreakers? Man, that hurts my feelings to see that. This was supposed to be the next billion-dollar franchise. Another fun fact, I actually played this before it came out. I met Cliff Bleszinski. This was the last time I flew on a plane. I went to the Funhouse studio. Rest in peace to everything that happened with all of that shit. But I went to Funhouse studio, and then we went to the Lawbreaker thing, where they were doing like a super special premiere. And Cliff Bleszinski was there. He was wearing a, what was he wearing? He had a goofy get-up. He looked like some kind of NPC in Cyberpunk. He had like a giant blazer that looked like he had pauldrons on with, what kind of, he had, it wasn't jeans. It was like tight dress pant wrinkles. I don't even know what to call it. And I shook his hand and I was like, man, Lawbreakers is one of the best things I ever played. And we were supposed to record it to make a video on it, but none of us liked it, so we never did.
Enemy is charging the battery.
What a good time. Yeah, I shook his hand.
Evil will be erased from the earth.
Like, in concept, this could have been a fun game. Like, I mean, it really could have. There was a real chance. What did he smell like? I don't know, I didn't get that close to him. There was a bunch of, like, old YouTubers there. And everyone was, like, trying to suck on Cliff Bleszinski's bosom. They're like, man, this is the one! This is the one, Cliff!
Stolen the battery.
I can't wait to make my whole channel about Lawbreakers. I didn't really get to talk to him much.
Your side is charging the battery.
I think the Prime Soggy. Doesn't look that bad. It wasn't very good. I think as a concept it could have been, but it just wasn't fully realized and they gave up on it really quickly. His tag is Jinx from Arizona, current PR, Wii Fit main. Okay, I'll check out the LinkedIn Inthos. I'm wishing him the best though. And I'll look at it after stream. Thanks to the Prime Bogey. Seen that video awarding. What happened to Funhouse? It wasn't Funhouse in particular. I meant Rooster Teeth as a whole. There's a lot of unfortunate shit happened there. There's a Prime Boost. You gonna play Vampire Survivors? What's that? The Culling 2 would have been a masterpiece. Oh, God, yeah. You know what they should do with the Culling 2? Make it an NFT. This is the last thing they could do for the Culling 2. A final oorah. I know NFT bros would buy into this. Imagine Culling 2 is like Greed Island from Hunter x Hunter, but for NFT weirdos. Like, they are sitting on a fucking gold mine. This game had... The max amount of players this game ever had was, what, I think 8? So you literally couldn't start a game. I was on the front lines of this shit. They should just make this game an NFT. And they would make so much of their money back. I have no doubt. Those fucking idiots would buy this. Thanks to tier 1 Airmer in the resub. Lung, Twizzle, Godfrey in the 10 gift subs. Apple. Thank you, Apple. The resub Jack. Thanks to tier 1 Devo. You still have to pay to play the game? Yeah, so this would be my idea is the NFT for this dog shit. You buy like, or you allot like 60 culling NFTs. And then you get access to the game with the other NFT bros. Then you guys play against each other. And then you can even wager your Bored Apes. Kada! What? What's going on? Thanks to resub Avery. Yeah, it's pretty crazy music. Kada! Come here! Kada! Kada, come here! Come here! Come here! Kada! Kada! What? What? Thanks to give sub Andy. There's James Corden in the house. What's that mean? Like a new show? No, I haven't seen that wording. He's a tier 1 primate. Yeah, we already did the anti-work stuff. We did the Toei stuff. And we did the Sea Dog stuff. You ever play Evolve? No, I didn't play Evolve. It didn't look good to me. Yeah, I know all about the Twitter profile pick NFT shit. We already did that on another stream, going over that whole debacle. And then I still do want to watch this, just not right now because it's 2 hours. But this is just a full-blown rundown on everything that makes NFTs dog shit. I haven't seen it. And I'd be very curious to hear the entire thing. So definitely not going to do that now, though. Yeah, I heard the video is great. Thanks to resub Thedrick. Thanks to resub Argle. Do you think video game consoles will ever get very far without PC gaming taking over? Bro, what? What in the Reddit was that? What? Yeah, I mean, I think consoles are going to be fine. I don't think PC gaming's going to kill consoles forever or anything. I'm sure they'll be alright. I still prefer playing all my shit on a PC, but there are still games like on the Switch that I can't play on the PC. Or like Demon Souls Remake. Thanks to the resub Kick Shell. Yeah, new Channel 5 are watching next YouTube night. What happened with Sea Dog? He made a tweet saying Demon Slayer budget, who's funding it, Jeff Bezos. Like, basically you're saying Demon Slayer's budget must be really high because the animation's so good. Some fucking weirdos took that as like misleading information and him blatantly lying or something when he's just making a joke about the budget being high. So then they just started dogpiling on Sea Dog for saying Jeff Bezos must have funded Demon Slayer. Like, it's just the most socially incompetent fucking weirdos of all time on Twitter. It's crazy. So they dogpiled Sea Dog for saying that, and then some of Sea Dog's fans were like, bro, you know he's joking. And they took it as like them attacking them. So like, hey, he's joking. Like, oh my god, stop, you're hurting me, stop. So they deactivated their account and then came back and made a post saying that they were threatened, their life was in jeopardy. They got swatted, doxxed, lunch money stolen, sand kicked in their face. which led to more dog piling onto Sea Dog from those people that were quote tweeting. It was just a fucking mess all over a tweet that just said, is Jeff Bezos funding the new season of Demon Slayer? What is their budget? It's fucking crazy. Like, it's just the most incompetent weirdos ever. These are the tier 1 Grim. Yeah, we already did the whole anti-work thing. That was another silly one. Can't say shit on Twitter. I know, man. Yeah, I know. It was pretty wacky. Fans are remaking Radical Heights in Unreal Engine 4. Is that a fact? Is Radical Heights coming back? Is it in, like, the news, maybe? Well, that didn't work. I don't know where you're seeing that. It was right there. What? Which one? Whatever happened? Oh, it was right above this. Radical Heights remake and the work by fans. I saw this. I didn't see this. This is March 8th of last year. Where are they at? Radical Heights got rebought by Squanch Games. Fuck is Squanch Games? It's like a Rick and Morty term. Is this real? Oh, it actually is. Oh, it is actually a Rick and Morty term. Oh, wow. So they bought Squanch, or they bought Radical Heights? Why? Thanks, you resub, Kinsey. And the Prime Ghost. To be honest, I genuinely think NFTs make some sense. It was very brave of you to come in here and shoot yourself in the foot. I think, as a concept, the idea of having everything in like a public ledger is a cool idea, but NFTs they're not the wave. Thanks to the Prime Juego. Thanks to the Bits Zerib. Yeah, I'll be playing Legend of Arceus on Friday. Like I said, I have very low expectations of Legends of Arceus. Because the streams I watched did not get me hype for it at all. But I'll still hope that it's good, because it's finally something that's not just copy and paste for Pokemon. Gwyneth Paltrow just recently announced she's getting into the Bored Apes. You guys see that? Yeah, see? I saw her post a cool tweet about it. Look at this. Whee! We got Gwyneth Paltrow, baby! The Candle Girl? Yep. This smells like my vagina, and this smells like my orgasm. She owns Goop. That's who you want bringing legitimacy to NFTs. The woman known for getting another, what was, bee therapy? She got a woman killed because of her bee sting therapy she preaches, where you're supposed to just let yourself get stung by bees, and the lady died. All kinds of dangerous pseudoscience. Let's go. Thanks to the the resub Freeze and the bits Psych and Wotor. Hey man, it's been a while. Hope you're doing well. She better not start a vagina NFT. That'd unironically be one of the better NFTs. You hear about Troy Baker in the NFTs? Yeah, you're making it sound like a Harry Potter book. But yeah, I saw Troy Baker in the NFTs. He still hasn't recovered from that, right? Still just been radio silence. Hats off to him for not deleting it, though. He said, yeah, I don't mind looking like an idiot. Let me go to his actual Twitter page. Okay. Thanks for the gift sub, Sagi. That tweet got recommended to me and I thought it was a meme. Which one, the Gwyneth Paltrow one or the Troy Baker one? Because this Gwyneth Paltrow one is fucking fresh. This is day old. The Troy Baker one? Oh, rough. What's Nolan North doing lately? Probably doing his best to, like, avoid anything NFT related. Just trying to, like, dodge the landmines. I don't know, man. Troy really took one for the team. I have no doubt all the other voice actors were considering jumping on board that voice actor NFT thing. And then Troy was the first one to post about it, and they're like, whoa, maybe not. You hear the YouTube CEO wants to implement YouTube NFTs to YouTube? Yeah. We talked about that. We don't know, like, what capacity, but yeah. YouTube does want to bring NFTs into the fold for some reason. God only knows why. Genuinely have no fucking clue why or how. You see the dick pic NFT that sold for a lot? I didn't see what it sold for, but I did see the dick pic NFT. I'll tell you the only good NFT, and it's the one we talked about the other night. This guy. This dude just takes a picture of himself every day and mints it on the blockchain, and he's made over $1 million. Yeah, he's just like, hey, just takes a picture of himself. NFT, bang, free money. It's fucking great. This is the only good NFT project. He did it as a joke too. He was just clowning on the NFT community and ended up making $1 million off of those weirdos. Thanks to the bits, tampon, and wording. I don't think I've seen that tampon, but not today. We're not doing a YouTube day. We'll probably do YouTube like tomorrow. Thanks to give sub beige in the prime, Jake. I'm gonna do that. I say go for it, man. Let it rip. This dude made $1 million off selfies. Surely someone else can. I don't know. Not patched. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The infinite money glitch might still be live. When's the next Moist Meter? Legends of Arceus. Is the bits Phobabet. I mean, that's fine, Wotor. Better than a Bored Ape. I wonder how many NFT believers think they own that person now. I'll tell you right now, a large portion. You guys remember this? NFT bros thought they owned Dune because they spent $3.5 million on one of the original books. They wasted 3.5 mil on a book that they don't even care about. They thought it gave them the rights to the entire Dune property. Their plan was to copyright everything and sue for like the movie and everything, since they'd now own the IP. But what they ended up having is just a book. A book that is freely available online for anyone to read. And they spent 3.5 mil on the original text. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. That's the mentality of crypto bros. Thanks to the resub Jaeger and the Prime engine. That's hard cap? No, that's real. What do you mean? It was I haven't read this article. I read a deeper one. We talked about it on the podcast. They spent 3.5 mil in crypto on like the original one of these books because they thought it would give them the rights to the IP. They thought they would be the IP holder. I don't know what this is. Yeah. We talk about it on their Twitter. Talk about what? No, we spent 3.5 mil on this book because we love Dune. What are they saying? I mean, if I'm wrong, I'd be curious to see what their plan was for spending that much on a free book. I gotta take a piss real quick though. Give me 1 sec. And then tell me what it is when I get back. I'm back. Thanks to Prime Elf. Have I already talked about Jimmy Fallon's NFT with Paris Hilton? What? Thanks to Tier 1 Swivy and the Prime Tommy, Risa Bravioli, and Rabbit. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, Rabbit, because I can't even picture it right now with how NFTs are. You gonna moist meter Peacemaker? Yeah. I don't know about Book of Boba Fett, though. That shit was really boring so far, but I might. But Peacemaker, yeah. He's a Prime shubbed. I've been enjoying it. So what's the Jimmy Fallon thing? Jimmy Fallon hyped his Bored Ape NFT on The Tonight Show. Oh my god. Oh my god. A 77-second promotion for his NFT. Where's the clip? Exit Tier 1 Lieutenant and Tier 1 Duke. Oops. Paris Hilton surprises Tonight Show audience members by giving them their own NFT. God. Oh my fucking God.
Welcome back to the show and congrats on getting married.
Yes,
this is a big deal.
I just want to see Jimmy Fallon talk about his bored
This
ape.
Thursday you'll be able to see.
Thing.
You did? Mm-hmm. This is your
mine.
ape. Are we debuting it?
It's really cool. Like the hat, the shades.
And what? How do you pick? Because you can pick your
pretty cool.
your ape.
Yes, I was going through a lot of them, and I was like, I want something that like kind of reminds me of me, but
that reminds you of
this
you?
one, it does. I think we made like another version of it where he takes the hat off and blonde hair comes out.
What?
Yeah, because you can do it now whatever you want.
Animated version.
We're part of the same. We're part of the same community. We're both apes.
I love it.
Here's my ape. This is my ape.
It's yours. Yours is so cool. I love the red heart sunglasses. I love the captain hat.
It reminded me of me a little bit because I wear striped shirts. I've worn these heart sunglasses because my daughters, just as a joke, they have them, and as a joke, I put them on. So
No,
I've
you
done
haven't.
this. And I love
Stop
yacht rock
lying to me,
and
Jimmy.
being breezy. So I'm like, yeah, that kind of, and I like the blue. Dude, look at us.
They look like they could
Jimmy
be
actually might be the one to kill NFTs.
But this is, you have a new NFT. You have one being released soon.
Man, maybe he will be the one to bring it down. I don't think many people are super hyped like, yeah, Jimmy Fallon, he's part of our community. Wee. Thanks for resub Noodle and Pinguino. Yucky. Wow. Can't tell if this is satire. It's fucking not, man. The reason every celebrity is getting into NFTs is because it's just free money. This video is really popping off. I'm excited to watch it later. We'll do it on stream next YouTube night. Thanks to Tier 1 Julia and the resub Ultra. NFTs will die if they go on SNL. Yeah, probably. Jimmy Fallon's the next best thing, though, for it. Either one can really kill it. Thanks to the resub operator. What about James Corden? What about him? Lazy Tier 1 Tetsungo. Yeah, we did the whole anti-work thing earlier. Who the fuck is Paris Hilton still anyways? Talk about a total sham. Paris Hilton was the biggest shit when I was growing up, man. Basically, she was born really wealthy. She was an heiress, so she always had like TV shows and stuff, cameras following her around. She had like a little dog in her hand. I don't know what she does now. Now I guess she just buys NFTs. Thanks to resub Crab. She didn't make porn. Did she? Well, she didn't. She was literally big because she was born into the family that owns the Hiltons. All the hotels and shit. I don't remember having a sex tape. I'm looking it up real quick. Oh my god. Rick Solomon is an American poker player who's best known for his 2004 sex tape with Paris Hilton. Holy shit. Bro, this guy? Oh my. He was also married to Pamela Anderson. This dude ran the 2004 gauntlet. Wow. Yeah, I never even heard of this. Yeah, I just heard about that earlier, Scoop. I don't know anything about it. God damn. I had no clue. It was a LimeWire classic. Really? I used LimeWire all the time back then and I never came across it. Thanks to Prime Espresso. Yeah, we watched the Totally Not Mark thing. That was the first thing I wanted to go over because we'd followed that for so long. Lindsay Lohan tries to connect refugee kids. Well, that's old, man. I remember that. Thanks to resub Sherry. Shit was huge back in the day. You must have been under a rock. Man, I guess so. I had never even heard of the Paris Hilton sex tape. You cover the Neil Young threatening Spotify to take down Rogan. As I was taking a piss, I actually just saw an update to that. They took down all his music. He didn't succeed, it seems. Thanks to Prime Trisket and the gifts of Julia. But yeah, I didn't really keep up with that one very much. I just saw like the headlines on Twitter. Oh, he took his own music down. Oh, okay. Well, the headline said Spotify took his music down. Spotify says it will remove Neil Young's music. But I guess this could just mean like Neil Young's taking it down, so it's leaving Spotify. Or the headlines are just really misleading. Thanks to Tier 1 Cassidy. At his request. Gotcha. So that headlines are very misleading then. Like I said, I only read the headlines. I didn't actually read the story. Who the hell is Neil? Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know Neil Young's music either. I know his name from when I was a kid, but I couldn't tell you one of his songs off the top of my head without looking. Watch the Mandela Catalog, it's scary. No, it's not. I haven't watched it. I don't like analog horror. It's really boring. I'm pretty sad, not gonna lie. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what Neil expected. I don't think there was ever a world where Spotify would be like, fuck, guess we'll take down Rogan, our top earning property on the platform, basically. Oh, he's probably not their top earning, but Joe Rogan brings so much money to Spotify, they were never going to can him for Neil Young, whose audience is probably already not using Spotify. Thanks to Prime Drippy. Feel bad for Neil, though. He's apparently a pretty good guy from what I read. At least in the Twitter threads. He is the highest paid and most earning and viewed podcast. I'd believe that. No, he came out and said 60% of his streams are from Spotify. Neil Young? Hey, tease. Thanks to Tier 1, Alina. Talk about Bionicles. What about them? Are they in the news for something? Or were they made out of lead? Thanks to resub Dan in the Prime bulk. Why did Joe Rogan get so famous? I only know him as a wrestling commentator. I actually don't know the history of Joe Rogan. I don't know the genesis of the Brogan. I know he used to host Fear Factor. I know he used to be a stand-up comedian. Full disclosure, I think Joe Rogan's stand-up comedy is some of the worst ever made. I used to like his podcast quite a bit when I was on YouTube, like 4 years ago. I haven't really checked in much recently. All I ever see now is like some goofy shit that he says. He seems like a real fucking idiot now, at least based on what I hear. But I don't really know where he came from. I just remember the Fear Factor origin. His stand-up is trash, though. I always thought, like, the most interesting part about the Rogan experience was his guests. And every time Joe talked, it was like a detriment. Thanks to resub Nat Lilies. I used to love when he had, what was his name? Diaz. When he had Diaz on. I can't remember his fucking first name. I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but that was some good shit. Joey Diaz. Yeah, Joey. That was some good shit. Thanks to the Prime Dirt. Yeah, that's the kind of shit I hear now, psych. You hear about Joey Diaz first time on Twitch showed his balls and got banned? Bro, that's like the most Joey Diaz thing I can imagine. What? Hold on, I don't want to accidentally see his balls. Is that true? How do you even accidentally show your balls? Joey Diaz pulls his nuts out during a charity live stream. What? Why? Yeah, and then he got banned from Twitch permanently. Why can't I load the clip? That's a shame. I wanted to see his balls. Yeah, that's some pretty wild shit. He's a tier 1 anime. Watch a scary YouTube ice. I imagine you meant iceberg. Next YouTube night, sure. I bet he did it for a $20 dono. That was the meta back in the day. Thanks to the Prime Drip. Never forget that time Only Use Me Blade fingered his own butthole on stream for 20 bucks. That was the grind. People like to complain about, like, sexual content on Twitch now. They wouldn't have survived 2016 Twitch. Oh, I think it was 2016 with him doing that. That shit got wild for 20 bucks back then. His balls are huge. Google it. I mean, Joey Diaz is like a fucking monster. Of course, they're gonna be massive balls. Things are resub insane. Found it. Just search Joey Diaz balls. Bro, I'm sure if I looked it up, I could find it. I just wanted to see the Twitch clip, like from the actual Twitch clip. It's not like I'm worried that Joey Diaz's balls are lost to time. I'm certain I could find his nuts. Things are resub sloop. Must have been a crazy charity stream though. Thanks to resub shakes. It's on LSF. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, fine. Thanks to the resub Luke. News story broke. The anti-work admitted to serial rape allegate. What? What are you talking about? What are you? Where the fuck is that? What? Anti-work mod who went on Fox News admitted to raping a woman. Whoa, that's a lot of reading. It looks like they're just full-blown admitting to it. What? That sounds a little intense for a Twitch stream here. Jesus, I was more just laughing at the anti-work stuff. This is much more serious. Yikes. God damn. Moki versus Magi is 4-4. What is going on? What tournament was today? There was one last night too that I didn't know about. Thanks for some Smason and Jizzle. I still haven't had a chance to watch it. I was gonna watch the clip, but then I wanted to do this morning.
I'm gonna stay used to
Felix. Hold on, it's on BTS Smash. Genesis 8 community fundraiser. This? We were just going over some drama for a minute.
Look at Moki. Look at
oh, so this is
like,
a for fun kind of thing.
Thanks for the set.
Oh my god.
Stuff.
Okay. So I thought you guys were making it sound like it was like some kind of fucking major that was going on that I was missing. So this is a community fundraising event, like a charity thing? Is there anything on YouTube that's ever scared you? Not like a horror short or anything, but there was some genuinely evil shit on YouTube at some certain points in time. Let's fucking go, Moki. Easy dub. I'm not gonna be able to watch the fat nut clip on Twitch, man. Are you insane? Yeah, apparently, the Reddit mod that went on Fox News has a history of sexual assault allegations against them. Yeah, apparently. I had no clue. I was just laughing at the goofiness of it. This is much, much more serious. Jesus Christ. Oh. Thanks to the Prime, Josh. And Zach. What are we doing tonight? Tonight, I'm not sure. Maybe some more Master Duel. Master Duel's been super fucking fun, so maybe more of that, but we'll see. We'll decide later on. How about those kids who fell to their deaths somewhere in Europe? Bro, what the fuck? Bro, I'm not... What are you... No, man, I'm not watching that. What? The fuck is wrong with you? Treating this like it's nothingtoxic.com back in 2006. It's Twitch, bro. Thanks, Resub Dank. Live Leak's dead. Rest in peace. I actually think Nothing Toxic still exists. Somehow Nothing Toxic outlived a Live Leak. There's Resub Fate. Wait, they got Live Leak? Where were you guys? Living under a rock? Live Leak went down like 2 years ago. Live Leak's been down. What's the best part of Florida? I don't know, not going outside in Florida. He's a tier 1 god tier waifu in the resub Chris. Did you know VidMe is back as a porn site now? Is it? Someone actually bought VidMe's rights? No, I didn't know that. Heard you're scared to fly. Yeah, that is true. Yep, we started the stream going over the Totally Not Mark stuff. That had such a happy conclusion. I'm really happy for Mark and his team. And fuck Toei. Of course I'm caught up on Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer this season are absolutely slapping. Well, the second half of Demon Slayer. The first half was just re-showing the Mugen Train. But Entertainment District, slapping. Thanks for the gift sub, Logan. At least YouTube actually did something and backed them up. Yep. YouTube went to bat for Mark, actually saved the day. YouTube actually pulled through for once. YouTube needs to hire, like, a competent PR guy. YouTube also did something huge a while ago that I'd never heard of. What was it? It was, YouTube versus who? It was, like, Brady? Was it Brady? Yeah. This whole case was massive for the platform, and I don't think many people knew about it. This Brady guy was a serial copyright abuser who would, like, strike channels at random for no reason, just for people he didn't like. YouTube eventually sued him personally and had to pay 25 grand per instance of misusing their system. Absolutely fucked this man. And set the precedent where, like, if you abuse the copyright system, you stand to lose a lot. And yet, never heard about it. YouTube didn't publicize it. This could have been a huge dubski. These are some holy moly. YouTube just doesn't know how to, like, actually take its wins. When was it? 2019. You can see it right there. 2019. Company like Toei definitely has the money to fight a legal battle, though. That's true, but they'd have to prove that outside of Japan his content violates fair use, which would be really hard to prove considering YouTube has just stood up for it being fair use, and it really fits pretty comfortably in the criteria for fair use outside of Japan. So the fact that it was blocked in Japan and nowhere else means it should probably be fine, but Toei could fight it. They have plenty of money. It would just be pretty tough for him to win, I think. I don't think Toei cares that much. I think they care very much. They went through the trouble of striking 150 videos and trying to have the dude's account striked 150 times when YouTube told them no. They then went back behind YouTube's back using a different set of tools in order to take down the videos themselves, which is a violation of their own policy. They care a lot. And then they went through the trouble of sending 86 individual emails or 86 notes on videos that violate their idea of fair use at random. They care a lot. Thanks, Resublimin. He did get his vids back, but they're just blocked in Japan, which is totally fine. He wasn't trying to like get a Japanese audience anyway, so said it didn't really affect him that much. He's just happy they're back. Japan is archaic in their regards to copyright. Yeah. Japan is beyond out of date when it comes to anything internet related. I've said this like a million times by now, but I just find it so fascinating. Johnny & Associates is a Japanese talent agency that manages some of the big actors and idols in Japan for the game Judgment, the Judgment series, which is like a Yakuza spinoff. The main guy is represented by Johnny & Associates, and the reason why this game isn't going to like continue is because they didn't want his face to exist on the internet outside of Johnny & Associates' control. So it didn't get a PC port because they worried that people would be able to see him outside of Johnny & Associates' permission. And they take it very seriously. His name is Kimura, I believe, right? Actually, let me double check what his name is. He's a big celebrity in Japan. Itakiya Kimura. God damn it. There have been times where Kimura was on the cover of magazines that Johnny & Associates changed their mind about. So they had, instead of having the magazine pulled, they had him like blanked out like a Smash character you haven't unlocked yet. I don't even know what I type in to find this. It's always confusing. Hold on. I'm trying to find the good ones, but like here, there's this one. This was him on the cover. They gray him out because they changed their mind about him being there, and then this is the one that I always remember. This was him standing behind her, but they didn't like the magazine anymore, the way they represented him or something, so they grayed him out. They take it super seriously. Japan is so out of touch when it comes to like anything online. Thanks to some corals and Yaden, rice cake, grande, lemon, and the prime invalid. It's nuts. And you don't even have to look further than Nintendo. They basically do like the same shit, just with games. His face is on the internet anyway, I know. And they hate it. Who's that Pokemon? Yeah, that's literally what they do. Yeah. Johnny & Associates is a wild company. They don't understand what the internet is. They really don't. None of Johnny & Associates' talent was even allowed to have social media, like a Twitter or anything, until 2019, I believe. They were expressly forbidden from participating in online discussion until 2019, I think. It's either 2018 or 2019. Won't that hurt their careers? You would think, right? For someone like Kimura, who's literally thrives off being relevant, you know, but popular in the eyes of people, just taking him down everywhere online, I think would make it worse. But they just really hate it. He's a tier 1 Brinks. It's weird. How long did it take you to grow out your hair? We're at 3 years and almost 2 months. Thanks to the Prime cake. The people who bought the Dune book apparently wanted to sell each page as an NFT and burn the original copy. That sounds pretty crypto bro-y. I would be inclined to believe that. Thanks to the Prime. Fane? Thanks to the resub Prince. And the Prime Dog Eye. We're not doing YouTube right now. Come shot. Thanks for the gift sub, Andy. We're doing old school RuneScape? Nope, not today. I actually haven't done RuneScape in a little bit. Agility's really burnt me out. Thanks to Prime TM. I have not wanted to hop on RuneScape since doing Agility for the last, like, week or so. So I've taken a break. Agility sucks. Yep, we already went over the Sea Dog drama. You know the Ryan Kavanaugh versus Ethan Klein lawsuit? Yep, Ethan versus Triller. He already beat one of the cases, right? Whew. Thanks to the gift sub JTM. What did Sea Dog do? Literally nothing. He just made a tweet saying Demon Slayer's budget's really high. And then, for some reason, Twitter lost their fucking mind over it for spreading misinformation. It was... We went over it twice already. I won't bother doing it again. It's just absolute Twitter degeneracy. Really embarrassing shit. Just the most socially inept weirdos on the planet. Thanks to Tier 1 Raspberry. Alright, I think I'm gonna go take a shit and then eat and work out. I'll be back in like 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours, so like 8 or 9 p.m. tonight. We'll maybe do like Master Duel, maybe YouTube, I don't know. We'll figure it out then. Thanks everyone for tuning in. To everyone who donated, big thanks. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot. Thanks for subbing. And I will see you all in about 5 hours from now. Have a great afternoon, everyone. See ya.